and welcome back. This video is just tips and advice from me dealing with infertility and or miscarriages. So to get into the first tip or advice, if you feel like you need to see a doctor, see a doctor. I know that sometimes doctors will say, you know, we don't want to see you until you tried for this X amount of time or whatever. Us women, and me included, like, I know when something's wrong. I know when something's not right with my body, and I'm going to go to the doctor. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. I will go see another doctor. I have been very, 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 very lucky, because I will say it again, my doctor is absolutely wonderful. He is compassionate. He is just amazing at what he does and how he is with his patients. I went into his office last July after I had the absolute worst cycle of my life. I thought at the time when I was going through it that I was having a miscarriage because I had never gone through one before, and it was just horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I was in pain. I had so much blood. Sorry, TMI, but I had never gone through that before, and so I had to go for my yearly checkup anyway. Luckily, at that point in time, I had gone to immediate care, and they were like, "You're not having a miscarriage. It's okay." I was like, thank God. So then, of course, I had to go for my yearly exam anyway in August. I scheduled that for August. I went in and I told him that my husband and I had been trying. Nothing had been working. And at that point, I was 31. I was going to be 32. And, you know, he said, he explained to me that normally we say, don't contact us, or, don't come in until you've gone this X amount of time or whatever. He said, but if you feel like something's wrong, we're going to figure it out. And that's how it went for me. So along with see a doctor, advocate for yourself. If your doctor says, no, let's just wait, let's just do this, let's just see how it goes for another 6 months or another year, and you don't want to do that, put your foot down. Say, look, if you're not going to see me, if you're not going to take some blood work to figure out what's wrong with me, because I know something's wrong with me, then go to someone else. A friend of mine actually did that. She started off with someone, and she was not happy with what she was told because of her age. They said, you need to wait until this X amount of time. And she knew something was wrong, and there was. And so she went to another doctor, and she got some answers that she had been waiting for. And, now she's doing this process too. So advocate for yourself and see a doctor if you feel like something's wrong. It's the first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is talk to your spouse or your partner and always be honest. Be honest about how you're feeling. Be honest about what you're going through. Be honest about your thoughts. If you're having negative thoughts, just of, are we not going to be able to do this? When is this going to happen? Why is nothing working? Be honest about those things. That is one of the biggest things that Matt and I have done with each other is we're honest. If we're having a bad day, or we're having a sad thought about, is this going to happen? When are we going to have babies? Etc., etc. We're honest about those. We're also honest about the happy times. Like when I wasn't ovulating, and I was sad and I was upset, I was honest about that. And I was like, I'm upset, I'm mad, I'm pissed, And then once I realized that my progesterone was getting better after taking the medicine, we celebrated. Like, it was like, yes, hallelujah. Like, that's what we wanted. And then obviously, when we found out that we were pregnant, it was wonderful. It was great. And then again, when we lost the baby, we had to hold on to each other. And if you saw the video with Matt, it was a little difficult for me because I'm not a person that grieves that way. I'm a person that grieves and processes myself, and then I'll come to you. Or if I need to come to you, I will come to you, which was really hard on him. And I'm so sorry that if I made him feel like, oh, she doesn't need me, which he knew I did. But just be honest with your person. And be honest with other people. I mean, obviously you don't have to tell them everything, because there are tons of things that just people don't know about what's happening or what's going on. But there are those that do, like my best friends. They know exactly what's going on. They know exactly how I'm feeling, and that's healthy. My number 3 piece of advice, and this is a big one, and I may get emotional. Your feelings about what you're going through are valid. No matter how little, no matter how big, no matter how small your journey is or how long your journey is, your feelings are valid 100%. I know that I'm not having to do what a lot of other people have had to do to get their precious babies, because my problem is very small compared to others. But my feelings are still valid. My feelings of, am I going to be a mom? Am I going to be able to have a child? Those feelings are very valid. And I asked some people on my Instagram to share what they felt or what they thought when they were going through infertility, or if they had a pregnancy loss. And one girl said, I feared I'd never have a viable pregnancy again, that my body was broken. And I thought that too. I still think that some days. Am I going to be able to have a pregnancy? Am I going to be able to have a child? I think about those things. And they're all valid. I mean, I've even said it in videos before. I was angry. I was mad. I was so angry, because we had tried and tried, and we finally had our little baby, and then it was taken away. And I talked about that, and you can go watch that video if you want to. It's hard to watch, I will say that. But your feelings are valid. Point blank, period. We're gonna leave it at that. Tip number 4 is to pray. If you are a religious person, if you're not, that is okay. That is your feeling, that is your opinion, that is all on you. But if you are, pray. And I have not been the best at that. I will completely admit to that. I have not been the best about that. I've had multiple friends and family say, like, I'm praying for you, and you're on my prayer list, and, you know, I pray for you, you know, every day, or I pray for you once a week, or whatever it may be. But I'm going to be honest, I haven't been the best at that. I'm trying to do better about that. And I'm still working on, you know, my relationship with the Lord, and that's okay, because it is, to me, that is a constant growing relationship. But if you are a Christian, just pray. Pray for your spouse, pray for yourself, pray for your future babies. I've done that. I've prayed for my future babies. Again, I haven't been the best at it, but I have done it. But yeah, just pray. Number 5 is to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. I've been pretty good about this. I will say that. I feel like I have. When I've had thoughts of, am I going to be a mom? Is this going to happen? Like, I have to get out of that mindset. Like, I have to turn that negative into a positive. And I really just have to say, Lacey, stop yourself and think about, yes, you're going to be a mom. Yes, you're going to have a child. Yes, you are going to make a baby with your husband. Like, I have to stop myself from thinking negatively and think in the positive. Physically, I try to keep myself busy. As you can see, I don't work out right now, but that's okay. But I do, like, I try to keep myself busy. I don't always. I don't know what that was. I don't always. Some people would probably call me lazy because I come home and I just lay down, which, oh well, if you think that, so what? I really don't care. But mentally, emotionally, and physically, just do what's best for you. Mentally, if that means talking to a therapist, if that means talking to your friends, if that means talking to your partner, if that means just shutting everything off and taking a bath and just drinking a glass of wine, do it. I am a person who says yes, like, you need to do those things, but you don't need to get stuck in that. And, you know, if it gets to a point where you are really depressed, if you feel yourself slipping down that slippery slope, then get help. Talk to a friend, talk to your spouse, talk to a family member, talk to a therapist. Going into the next one, do normal things and live your life. Yes, this is a huge part of my life because I want to be a mom. I want to be a parent. I want my husband and I to have a child. But at the same time, that will happen when it happens, and we can't just stop living life. You know, we've gone on trips and we've done things, and we go out on dates and we do things with family and we do things with friends. And yeah, while we're going through all this, yeah, it's hard, it's difficult, but we can't just stop living because of this one thing. And again, I try really hard not to focus fully on that. I mean, yes, there are times or days, especially right now, because I'm taking the medicine to help me ovulate, where my brain is constantly thinking, okay, I have to take my medicine at this time. Okay, well, this is when we can mount chicka wow wow. And, you know, like, I'm thinking about those things, but at the same time, I'm also going to the grocery store. I'm also, like, today we went to a wedding shower for a friend of Matt's. Or I'm making dinner like I was last night. Like, you have to live life as normal as possible, as much as you can, going through infertility. Miscarriage is a little different because I didn't want to do anything, for at least the first week. Like, I didn't want to do anything. I probably should not have gone to work the week after. But I did, and I don't regret that because it got me out of the house, because that's what I needed for myself mentally. But I didn't want to go and do anything. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go to dinner. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I just didn't. Around that time, we had a birthday to celebrate with Matt's family. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because, one, I didn't want people looking at me and saying, oh, poor Lacey and poor Matt. But I just didn't want to be around people, and that's okay. But just for the infertility part of that, live your life as normal as possible. Number 7 is share or don't share your journey. It's completely up to you. I chose to share it because that helped me get it out and, like, vocalize it, and it just helped. It helped me mentally, it helped me emotionally. So if you feel like it's something that you want to share with people, share it. If you don't, you absolutely do not. I've had a lot of women and friends that I knew in high school that have contacted me and said, you know, I went through the exact same thing and here's my story. So, number 8 is to take vitamins. My doctor, I'm not a doctor, so please consult with your doctor before you take vitamins, before you do anything, don't listen to me, whatever. Anyway, my doctor advised me to go ahead and take prenatal and a multivitamin every day. So I did that, and also omega-3 because I don't eat a lot of fish. I don't like seafood, so he advised me to do that. So the vitamins that I took was a prenatal vitamin, a multivitamin, omega-3, CoQ10, and magnesium. So those are the ones that I'm taking now. Number 9 is be optimistic. And this goes back to me just changing my negative thoughts into positive thoughts, praying and just being hopeful and prayerful that it's going to happen when it happens. I know that that is easier said than done, but be optimistic about what's happening if you're going through infertility. Just be optimistic and just know that, you know, I don't know how to say this because for some people, like, it just doesn't work out, but just don't lose that hope. And Matt and I have not lost hope. I mean, yes, we've had hard times, and yes, we've cried and everything, but we have not lost hope that one day it will happen for us. So just try to be as optimistic as possible and just be hopeful in your journey. Number 10 is find a support group or a therapist. I myself had not found a support group, but I have talked to ladies who have gone through the same thing, and they have helped me personally and just advised me or given me strength when I needed it, or, you know, given me tips or given me advice when I needed it, and that was very helpful. And then my therapist also has been very helpful for me. So again, if you need that, use that resource. And if you can't afford a therapist, let me know. And I can point you in the direction of some low-cost therapist or even some free counseling services that can help you. So those are my 10 tips and advice for going through infertility and or a miscarriage, which, yes, some of them do not apply to miscarriage. But those are my tips mainly for infertility journeys and going through it yourself. So 1, see a doctor and advocate for yourself. 2, talk to your spouse and your partner and be honest. 3, your feelings are valid. 4, pray if you are the praying type. 5, take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. 6, do normal things and live your life. 7, share or don't share, it's up to you. 8, take your vitamins. 9, be optimistic. And 10, find a support group or a therapist. Okay, y'all, so you can bash on me all you want to, but I am going to stop this video here only because it is already like right at 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I've already recorded all the stuff for the do's and the don'ts. I'm just going to put it into another video because I just don't want you to have to sit here and listen for 40 minutes. And it's probably, honestly, a video that should be on its own. So that's what I'm going to do. And I hope you guys will watch that one too. If you don't, that's totally fine. But if you do, thank you for doing that. But I'm going to end this video right here. And I will see you on the next one. And I can't do my heart, but I love you.